Khabib is in Canada doing Q&A sit down and has shared a funny conversation he had with his son recently.
He just become like, ask me too much questions like, what about this, because when I retired, he was only 3 years old and he don't understand nothing. Like a couple weeks ago, he asked me, Father, can you fight like Islam Makhachev? It's like, I'm like, why you ask? Because he is very good fighter. I never see you fight like him. I'm like, okay, this is very good question. It's like, he was baby when I was fighting. And he tried to ask me, can I watch your fights like this? Like, he just beginning to bother me. And I don't know how I'm gonna deal with him, but personally, like me, I don't want he become professional athlete. But if he choose, what we can do?
In another interview, Khabib was asked about his mental state when he had McGregor in a choke and how he would have gone if the referee wasn't there.
Были даже скорее подозрения, что потеряет ли он там сознание. Тебе задавали вопрос, если бы не было судьи?
Отпустил бы?
Да.
Да, не отпустил. Угу. Потому что этот момент, где ты максимально, где твое эмоциональное состояние доходит до пика, потолка, можно сказать. Я думаю, что он и я, мы знали, на что идем оба. Это не просто там, когда ты там на улице кого-то встретил и начинаешь его душить. Это один из лучших бойцов мира. За полгода нам назначили бой, мы выходим и выясняем, кто лучше.
Чтобы не оставалось вопросов.
Да, ну, конечно, это не насмерть. Убил бы я его? Я думаю, нет. Я думаю, не убил бы, но до потери сознания это точно. Но
Merab Dvalishvili to serve as UFC 299 backup for the Sean O'Malley and versus Marlon Vera fight. Dvalishvili, currently on a 10-fight winning streak, is prepared to step in as a backup fighter for the UFC 299 main event. The event, scheduled for March 9th at the Cassia Center in Miami, features a bantamweight title fight between champion Sean O'Malley and challenger Marlon Vera. Dvalishvili aims to secure his long-awaited shot at gold, and his recent victory over former two-division champion Henry Cejudo has positioned him as the #1 contender. If any issues arise during fight week, Dvalishvili will be ready to step up. Conor McGregor has a plan in mind, but he isn't so sure the UFC is on board. McGregor took to his Instagram stories on Tuesday to air his frustration with the lack of clarity around his return to the octagon, all while laying out his ideal scenario for 2024. McGregor is hoping to get booked against Michael Chandler on June 29 and then against Nate Diaz in September. I wish for the Diaz fight on Mexico Independence Day in the Sphere, McGregor wrote. Chandler, June, Diaz, September. I have let this be known. McGregor added, still holding hope for June 29. Lack of action on it, however, is now causing lack of enthusiasm. I need a decision soon. I'm the most tested athlete under the new regime, yet no date to fight. The game is a bit lackluster also at present, which isn't helping. I hope these next few cards pop and I get a date, eliminate distractions and begin real work towards it. It's not clear what the issue is with McGregor's return, and the CEO, Dana White, hasn't provided any clarity. Jury is still out on whether we will see McGregor back in the octagon in 2024. UFC welterweight Matt Brown believes the UFC 299 main event was a big ploy by the UFC. Appearing on a podcast recently, Brown said it should have been Merab, but the UFC is squeezing all the juice they can out of Sean O'Malley before Merab comes in and empties that cup out.
Merab is the next champion. I don't think there's like any doubt about it, and probably a long-time champion. I don't see anybody coming up that can take Merab out. I mean, he just looks fantastic in everything he does. And like you said,
Robert Whittaker is not keen on fighting Khamzat Chimaev and thinks Strickland would be a better opponent and gets him closer to a title shot.
Mate, that's tricky because that doesn't move me. It does in clout, but it doesn't move me higher up in the rankings. I don't know. I want to fight guys in the top 5. I want to, like, beating Strickland, puts me at 1 again, and that's as close as you can get, really, right?
The boys are back. According to sources close to the UFC promotion, Commentary team for the UFC 299 will see Joe Rogan, John Anik and Daniel Cormier back together for the first time in 2024. Earlier in the week, Aljamain Sterling indicated that he has heard Chito Vera has had a bad camp and he doesn't see Chito Vera winning.
I think they're overlooking, and I feel like Chito has that. The only thing I'm concerned about is I'm hearing through the grapevines that he didn't really have a great camp, or a lot of guys to train with.
Chito.
With Chito, yeah. So, I don't know how true. That said, I'm
Breaking
leaning
news.
towards O'Malley to get it done. I'm going to say, I don't think he finishes it.
Bisping has now weighed in and laughed at the suggestion that there was issues with Vito's training camp.
Know somebody over at Chito's camp. I know Chito myself, but his coach, his head coach, Jason Perillo. Not only was he my head coach, he's also still to this day a very close friend of mine. So I was talking to Perillo last night. I'm like, you seen this? You seen what Aljamain Sterling saying? Did he have a bad camp? Perillo was laughing his head off. He's like, no, he did not have a bad camp. And in fact, he sent me some of the footage. Let me tell you right now, right? Chito Vera is looking like a nasty bastard. He's knocking people out in training. They're bringing in the correct training partners, and by that I mean taller, I mean longer. And I don't mean f***ing wrestlers either.
Dustin Poirier has addressed rumors of his retirement. Appearing on the ESPN MMA show, Dustin was asked if this will be his last fight.
Like, are you getting close to the end of your career? I was like, I don't know. Every fight could be my last. Yeah, it's been that for, the last, I don't know how many years.
Okay.
Every
I
fight
did
could
want
be
to
my
clarify
last.
that because I saw that statement and it was just like, are you starting to think about it?
I know it's coming. I can't do this forever. I'm 35 years old. This is my, I don't know how many 40th professional fight. I have a lot of amateur fights as well. I have a family to be there for, and I can't love something so much that because every time I get in there, Saturday night, a piece of me is going to leave that I can never get back. And I've come to terms with that every time I step in there. And sometimes it's not that way, but 95% of the time it is that way.
Yeah.
Just the way I fight and the kind of fights I get involved in.
Yeah.
And I understand that, but I can't love something so much to where it takes away from what's most important. Fighting is just something I do.
Mm-hmm.
Drakus Duplessis has revealed why he turned down UFC 300 fight against Israel Adesanya. Coming fresh off his title win against Sean Strickland, Duplessis revealed he was approached about fighting a UFC 300.
So obviously with the conversations of 300, that would have been a massive fight, me and Izzy. And it was on the table, 100%. But one thing people don't realize is, why would I go and start a camp once again injured?
Yeah.
If I am the champion. Taking risks is one thing. I have been taking risks a lot.
Yeah.
But why would I risk? I'm the champion now. And I can fight when I'm ready.
Yeah.
I think Izzy misjudges himself as still being a champion, and he's not.
Yeah.
You will fight when you get the opportunity. You don't dictate when I fight.
Yeah.
That's why I tell people, why wouldn't I want to fight? Do you know what the payday would look like? Do you know how the hype? That's going to go down history of one of the biggest events ever, UFC 200. Of course I want to be a part of that. But there's one thing that matters to me more than fighting on a massive card, like 300, and that is being able to defend my title.
Yeah.
And doing it in the spectacular fashion. Yeah, I can take him down and hold him down if I want to. And he can't stop that. I can do that for 5 rounds. I don't want to fight like that. That's not the way I fight. I entertain people. That's why I have so many performance bonuses.